Hi y'all, it's Andrea over at Sewspire.com, and guess where I am? Yes, I am back in the studio. I don't want anyone to worry. We're being super cautious and there is minimal risk of exposure, but it feels so good to be back here in my happy place. And I am excited to hopefully finish this backpack project today. If you are just joining us, this is what the project looks like so far. We have 2 exterior slip pockets, a key fob, and then a full-length zipper pocket, and 2 side pockets, and then fixed padded backpack straps that you can size specifically for your body. So we finished that exterior in 2 separate videos, which I call recipes. And so that was recipe 12 and 13. And then today I am here with recipe 14, which again, I hope is the final recipe in this particular project. I will link to all of the associated recipes down in the notes. So just go ahead and scroll down to find those links fast. Another option for you is to head on over to Sewspire.com and use the search bar. I have hundreds of free tutorials. So if you haven't had a chance, please do check it out. And then don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you can find me again. I publish a new video every Tuesday at 12 o'clock. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. For the interior, you will remember the main body panels measure 13 by 16. I am using a stunning Australian fabric, which my friend Kathy sent to me. I actually have 2 of them that I'm incorporating into this design, and they are just so gorgeous. I used the Australian prints on the napkins a few weeks back. I just want to take a moment to thank Kathy. She was super generous, and I am so grateful for the fabric. Every time I work with it, I am just delighted. So thank you so much, Kathy, for thinking about me and sending me such special fabric. So these body panels, the 13 by 16 inch panels, are what we will be attaching our interior pockets to. And both of those interior pockets are 13 inches wide, and then the length of those is 18 inches. And what you're going to do is fold those pockets in half short ways and press, and then take the top and the bottom edges and fold those over approximately an inch and press. And then you bring those folded edges up. I like to stagger them just slightly so it creates that lip. And then I top stitch across there twice to finish the pocket. So that will create a very basic slip pocket for you, and you can divide that any way that you like. So that's one of the pockets we're gonna do. The second pocket you will prepare in the exact same way, but then you will also prepare a top trim piece for that, which measures 2 inches by 13 inches. And you're going to press that exactly like I do the straps by bringing those raw edges inward to meet on that center press line. And then go ahead and leave it at that point and press well. And that is going to be the trim piece for our fun zipper pocket, which is going to incorporate 2 7-inch zippers. And so we're going to bring the zippers in so that the zipper pulls meet on the center of the pocket. And then we're going to divide that pocket in half so that you have 2 zipper pockets on one panel and then however many slip pockets you would like on the other panel. I probably will just do 2 slip pockets on the opposite panel so that I can maximize the use of those and put larger and or smaller contents in them. But you have a lot of freedom. And then you will also have a base panel which measures 13 by 5 and 2 side panels which measure 16 by 5. All right, so those are all the pieces that you're going to need today. And then hopefully, I can't promise that we'll have enough time, but hopefully we're going to be getting to the zipper, which will be a recessed top zipper closure on this. And those panels, if we do get to them, measure 14 by 4, and you'll be pressing those right sides facing, which is why this is folded. And then for that, you're going to need a 12-inch zipper, which with the zipper tape measures about 12.5 inches. And I have another nice heavy metal zipper with the gold on it, so I'm excited about that. Again, I'm hoping we have enough time. I can't make the video too long because it takes a really long time to upload and process with YouTube. So that's the consideration I have. So I'm gonna stop yammering on here and get sewing, all right? So we're gonna begin with the body panel, one of those, and we're going to start with the simple slip pocket, which I have right here. Again, I just took that, pressed those short edges over, and then staggered that to create a little lip, and I'm just going to stitch across there, 2 rows of stitching to secure that. And that's what the top of that pocket looks like. Then I'm going to position that on that interior panel 3 inches up from the base. And the reason you come up from the base is you do not want the contents of the pocket to create a lot of weight on that base and then make that bag bottom slump in. So just decide how you would like to divide your pockets and mark those accordingly. I'm going to begin by stitching across the base of the pocket, and then I'm just going to divide it right down the center to create a 2-way slip pocket. Okay, and now that pocket panel is complete, I have 2 slip pockets. Gonna set that aside for a few minutes, bring over the remaining interior body panel and my second pocket, which is prepared in the same way as the slip pocket. The difference is we're going to insert the zippers with the zipper heads facing the center, and you're just slipping that bottom part of the zipper tape in between the pocket layers. And these were 7-inch zippers, and they will overhang the edge of the pocket, and that's totally fine because we can trim them up, no problem. Okay, so when those zippers are in place, this is what they look like. And I'm just going to go ahead and stitch across that bottom to secure those. And you want to adjust your needle position to the right so that it gets nice and close to those zipper teeth. And then I come back in and add a second row of stitching just to make sure that zipper's nice and secure. And that's what the pocket looks like at this point. Then you're going to take that top trim piece and use that to hide the top zipper tape. So go ahead and position that pocket approximately 2 inches from the base, And we're coming down a little lower because we have this top trim. Likewise, you don't want your pocket to be too close to the top of the bag either, because then it could have the same impact and cause the top of your bag to droop. So I've pinned the zipper pocket 2 inches up from the base, and I'm going to position that trim right on top of that zipper tape to hide that, and pin that nice and tight against those zipper teeth. And for the top of that zipper trim, I'm going to stitch really close to the zipper teeth first. Then I'm going to stitch along the top of the trim, and then I'm going to come back into the middle of that just for a nice accent piece. Then I'm going to stitch across the bottom of the pocket, and then I'm going to stitch right down the center of the pocket to divide that into 2 separate zipper pockets. Okay, and now I have that zipper trim attached and the pocket attached, and I divided that down the center, so there actually are 2 separate zipper pockets. At this point, you want to make sure to zip the pockets closed so you don't accidentally sew the zipper ties off into the side panel. So we're going to be using my T method of construction for this process. So you'll need your base panel and your 2 side panels. And you're going to begin with the side panels and position those right sides facing to the left and the right of that zipper pocket. And you should be able to sew right through the zipper teeth and the zipper overhang. If you are nervous about that, just go very slow, maybe hand crank the wheel as you get to that part of the project. So I have the sides, right sides facing on that panel, and I'm going to use 5/8 of an inch seam allowance to stitch down the right and the left hand sides to secure those panels. And I had absolutely no problem sewing right through that zipper. It didn't even skip a stitch. And this is what that panel looks like when you open it up. So set that aside for a moment, bring back the slip pocket panel, and you're going to attach the base of the interior to the base of that slip pocket panel. And you're going to just stitch right across the base to attach that. And that is right sides facing. This fabric is so gorgeous, you might not be able to tell that was the wrong side that you were looking at. Okay, and that's what that looks like now. Now you're gonna bring back over the tri panel, and you're going to attach the base of that tri panel to the base of the base there. And so I just lay that right on top of there and stitch seam to seam. And when I hold this up, you'll see why I call it the T method. And there you have a giant letter T. So the next step is to attach these sides to the side of your 2 pocket panel. And you can pin those in place if you like. I can hold this and keep it aligned because there's no quilt batting. So you're just going to stitch from the top of that down to that seam, same 5/8 of an inch. And then go ahead and repeat that for the opposite side. You're just aligning the side panel with the side of your 2 pocket panel and stitching from the top to the seam. All right, and now you should really see the interior taking shape. You'll take note of the holes at the bottom. That is the last step in the interior process. Just pull those edges nice and taut and align them, and then stitch seam to seam. Reach inside of there and pull out those pins. And then take your top edge and fold that over approximately an inch and press that down. Okay, now good news is we're gonna have time for the zipper. So this is a recessed zipper that sits right down inside of that interior. So you'll need two 14-inch by 4 panels. Press those right sides facing and stitch up those short ends. All right, once you get the short ends stitched, then turn your zipper gusset around, right sides facing out. Press that very well and turn those raw edges inward just about a 1/4 inch to finish that top edge. Okay, and that's what it looks like after you've pressed it. So now you're going to insert the zipper tape in between those folded edges so that the zipper is finished on all sides. And I just pin that in place and center that zipper. And that's what it looks like when it is pinned in place. Then you're just going to stitch as close as you can to the zipper teeth and then bump over slightly and add a second row of stitching to really secure that zipper. Okay, and that's what it looks like after you get it stitched in place. Just test it, make sure it functions properly, and then you're going to bring back over that interior and you're going to pin one side of that zipper tape to one side of that interior body panel, and I like to bump down about 1.5 inches from the top, and I will be able to hold that up for you so you can see better after I get that pinned in place. So right now it's just attached to one side. Then you're going to reach in and bring the opposite side of that zipper tape up and pin it to the opposite body panel there, also about 1.5 inches from the top. Try and get that nice and even because you don't want that sloping on the inside. And that's what it looks like. Then you can stitch that in place. You're just going to stitch along the top of that zipper gusset on both sides to attach that to the interior. And that's what it looks like. If you like, you can come in now and attach your sides to the sides. I don't do that because I like my zipper when it's unzipped to lay nice and flat against the wall of the bag. So I'm perfectly content with it as is. So now I want to bring over the exterior and I'm going to position the zipper pockets on the interior towards the back of the bag. Since I have the zipper on the front of the bag, that will just kind of help distribute the weight and the contents there. And then the valuables that will be in the zipper pocket will be closer to my back versus towards the front of the bag. And so now I'm going to begin by pinning the sides and aligning those side seams first. And then after the sides are secure, then I come back in and pull on the front and the back panel and pin those in place. And that's what it looks like. And now all I have to do is sew all the way around that top edge and the bag will be ready. Yay, the bag is done. The only thing that I want to do is add a snap here at the top, because when you put the bag on, that interior panel flops down a little bit just naturally. So I happen to have some snaps here, and I think also I had talked about installing snaps on that key fob to hide it, since it is silver instead of gold. So I think I will go ahead and put a snap in that too, since I'll be here hammering anyway. So how I install the snaps is with a little teeny tiny hammer, and I just poke those prongs right through all of the material. If you have a little poker stick, that helps so you don't hurt your finger doing that. And then once you feel the prongs coming through, set the female portion of the snap on top of the prongs and give it a few good whacks. And then the male portion goes inside of that. And then you can fold down the other side, and I double dip on the decorative heads there so that I can have two pretty sides on the front, and align that. Same thing, poke those prongs through that fabric, then align that with the 3 pieces that you have installed on the other side. And the way that I tell it's aligned is I just push on it, and if nothing shifts, and then same thing, give that a few good whacks. And that's all there is to installing the snaps. And now it should sit nicer on the back. Yep, it worked. And then the last thing that I want to do is just install a snap in between on this key fob and that zipper pocket, so that it holds that snap down in that pocket and my keys aren't flopping out. And then just to show you how I did that snap on the key fob was, the snap is in between the key fob layers, so you don't see it when the key fob is out. It's on the underside there. And then the decorative part is in the zipper pocket, and so the little nub is right there. So then I can snap that fob to that pocket, and then the keys will stay in place inside of that slip pocket. That also, I didn't realize, is going to offer a lot more security with the zipper pocket, because if that key fob is snapped in place, you're still not going to be able to get that zipper pocket unzipped unless you unsnap that key fob. So that was an added bonus there. So I want to thank you all for sewing with me. This project turned out adorable. I am really excited to start using this bag. I will definitely be taking it on a trip to the grocery store this week, which was the purpose for designing this. I wanted something that was lightweight, mid-sized bag with pockets to keep the content secure, but that I could just throw on my back fast and not have to worry about setting it on the cart or setting it down like that. So I am absolutely thrilled. Just to recap, we have the full length zipper pocket, the key fob, the 2 slip pockets, plus 2 side pockets that are perfectly sized for the cell phone. Then we have the snap top with the recessed zipper closure. And then inside we have a two-way divided zipper pocket plus 2 deep slip pockets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pockets and 4 zippers in this awesome bag. So that was really fun. That's one of the main benefits of me creating the sewing recipes versus the start to finish tutorials is we can take on much bigger projects as a result of working over a period of several weeks instead of just one day. So I hope you will take the time to go back and watch the first 2 videos in this series if you're interested in making this bag, and I shall be looking forward to seeing your projects over on the group page. I hope you all have everything you need to stay safe and well in this unusual time, and please know I am sending you so much love. I will see you next Tuesday for another inspired project. Until then, as always, you know the creative genius in me will be celebrating the creative genius in you. Have a beautiful week, everyone.